Please work. Hello. Hello, hello. Is this working? Oh, righty. Well, I'm trying to get the setup improved here. Looks like it's focused on me. Focus on my face, camera. Is that good? Okay. Well, I think this is working. I have no idea how the audio sounds. How's it going? What's up, Overcast? How's it going? Can you guys hear me? I have a brand new, well, not brand new, but I'm using a new camera this week, and I am using a new microphone. So both the video and the audio should be better than normal, which is what I'm praying for. Fingers crossed. So, okay, nice audio. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Good to know. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Toast Tuesday. Episode 6, I believe. Hopefully a much improved experience from your end, because I have a better camera, which was a pain to set up, but it worked. And then I have this microphone here that's going to be in the shot, but as long as it's working, that's all that matters. Hopefully that sounded cool. All right. So, as always, feel free to throw some topics and suggestions for what you guys want to talk about in the chat. And I'm going to get started with my first batch of toast here. Topher, what's up, Topher? Thanks for being here. What is my opinion on pizza? I love pizza. I've made pizza at home. When I lived in Chicago, I ate deep dish pizza like once a week. I like New York style pizza. I like Midwestern pizza. I like basically all styles of pizza, except I did have some pizza in Argentina that was just very different. So it was still fine, but it wasn't. Americans have much better pizza. I like Italian pizza. Oh, nice! You're about to eat pizza. Well, what kind of pizza are you eating? What's your favorite pizza topping? Everyone, put your favorite pizza topping in the chat. Speaking of pizza, we're kind of making pizza today for Toast Tuesday. So what we have here, I talked about this last week. These are the fixings for a poor man's bruschetta, or bruschetta, however you want to call it. So we have the bread that will become the toast, obviously. I think this week we're working with Whole Foods sourdough bread, I believe. We have sliced tomatoes from the garden in the backyard, fresh sliced tomatoes. And then we have garlic salt, not garlic powder, garlic salt. This is a major key. Very good. Pepperoni, classic, fantastic pizza topping as always. Domino's has good pizza. Their pizza used to be really bad, but now it's good. So good comeback. What's up, Marshjello? Do I think pineapple goes on pizza? Yes, I actually love pineapple on pizza. Here's the thing. Anything can go on pizza if you wanted to, right? So I love pineapple on pizza. I love the combination of the sweet, tangy pineapple with usually the more savory, salty sauce and pepperoni or ham or whatever else you put on there. Yes, so a lot of people say no. A lot of people say no pineapple on pizza. But hey, don't knock it till you try it. And then if you try it and don't like it, that's fine. A lot of people like anchovies, I think, on pizza, or sardines, whatever it is. I hate all of it. They're terrible. But it's pizza, so you can have it your way. So I'm going to start with the first batch of toast here. I'll do double time toast. If you're just joining me, thank you, everyone. I hope the audio sounds good for everyone, like I was saying. I have a new microphone and camera setup this week. So because I went back finally and listened and watched bits and pieces of my last stream when I was just using my laptop for everything. And I was like, oh, this sounds terrible and looks terrible. I can't believe people were even watching this. So thank you for sticking it through the first 5 episodes when everything looked really bad. So, see, what's this? Pizza? A balsamic on pizza. That's a whole other different, but that's from Vincent Corleone, which is the most Italian name I've ever heard in my life. So probably listen to this guy when he's talking about pizza. Pizza is fantastic. Oh, for what toast am I making? For those of you who are just joining, I'm doing what I'm calling poor man's bruschetta or poor man's bruschetta, which is going to be toasted bread. And I didn't bring any olive oil down. I forgot. Some thin tomato slices from my garden, and then garlic salt on top of it. And this is going to be fantastic. I think my grandpa taught me how to make this way back in the day when I was like 6 years old or something. But he used to put it all together in the toaster oven at the same time, and then he would finish it with the garlic salt and everything. It's fantastic. I also have some Parmigiano Reggiano cheese upstairs, which I forgot, because you can even shave some of that on top of it, and it makes it even better. So, balsamic on pizza is a sin. You need it for, yes. Okay, that makes way more sense. So normally I do a little bit of like olive oil. If it's not peppery enough, some pepper in the olive oil, balsamic, and then I'll mix it all together and make like a very a proper poor man's bruschetta. But I was trying to set this stream up with all the new equipment today, and the video like wasn't showing up. So I was like, oh great, is this whole thing not going to work? So I was just like, I was running all over the place and scrambling. So next time I make it, I will have the balsamic. I will have some Parmesan, which is probably a sin also, but I like putting it on there because it's fantastic. But yeah, so this toast is toasting, and once it's done, I'm going to put the tomato on it, I burnt myself, put the garlic salt on top of that, and that's all you really need. So it's going to be fantastic. How's everyone's week going? Hope everyone's having a good week. It is only Tuesday, but when I used to work a real job instead of trying to be a YouTuber full time, Tuesday was my least favorite day of the week because, on Mondays, everyone's like, oh, Monday. And then on Tuesday, everyone's kind of like sick of work on Monday, but on Tuesday is the day that really you're like, oh man, it's like halfway through Tuesday and you're like, I got to work tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So Tuesday was always my least favorite day, but now I just get to share it with all of you, which is awesome. So thank you for being here. Everyone's doing good. It looks like that is fantastic. Let's see. What did I get up to this week? Oh, I read a book called Where the Crawdads Sing. Very good book, a little more adult book, but crazy book. I liked it a lot. Very, very cool book. They just turned it into a movie, so you might have heard of it. They have a Where the Crawdads Sing movie that I think just came out. The book was fantastic. Let's see, what movies did I watch this week? I watched a really old comedy movie called Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe in it. And let me tell you, Marilyn Monroe, everyone's always like, oh, she's super attractive. So I was kind of like, yeah, was she really that attractive? And then you see her in the movie and you're like, okay, she was pretty hot. So good on her, Marilyn Monroe. But the movie is hysterical. It's an old black and white movie, came out in the 50s, I think, called Some Like It Hot. And it is so funny. It's so smart that I loved watching that. It was my first time seeing that. And then I watched 16 Candles. 16 Candles, a very fun, cool coming-of-age movie that was, I think, the first movie written and directed by John Hughes, who is the guy that wrote like Home Alone, the Home Alone movies, Uncle Buck, The Breakfast Club. So if you like those type of movies, that's what I'm watching a lot of right now. All right, I put these back in for a second, but this toast is done. So if I can do this without burning myself. See, most toasters like, I don't like this. The sideways toaster, I burnt my hands like 5 times. I burned it so many times I'm making sounds like the Three Stooges over here. All right. Dang, that hurt. Okay. You see, most toasters let you move the knob all the way up so you can just pull the toast out of it. But this one's stupid, so I have to pop the toast up and catch it. All right. Can you guys see this? It might not be focused on it, but as long as you can see it, that's fine. We got some nice, fresh, hot toast here. I'm going to put some delectable, I should have brought a knife down, tomato slices. I wish I had my balsamic. It's upstairs. It's just sitting there. I don't even think about that. Let's see. This one. Oh, this is a nice, juicy tomato. Can I fit 2 on this one? Let's see. Can I go for it? Can he do it? Can he go for it? Boom. Watch Prey. It's a Predator movie. So I've seen a ton of ads. I think their advertising budget for that movie is huge. But I've seen a ton of ads for it, and it looks really good. I didn't even realize until I'd seen the trailer like 3 times that it was a Predator movie. I love the original Predator. I thought it was awesome. I love the Alien movies. If you guys haven't seen the Alien movies, those are also fantastic. So I do want to see Prey. I want to see Prey more than I want to see Nope, because I've heard some mixed reviews on Nope. It's supposed to be scary, but I saw Get Out a long time ago. That was good. I never watched the other one that he made. What was that one called? It's not Pet Cemetery because that was the Stephen King one. It was something else. But I do want to watch that. I like your Legos in the back. Thank you. Yes. You can probably finally see them in more detail now. Maybe at the end of the stream, I'll pick the camera up and zoom in on some of them so you can see more of them in detail. Are there any droids in the droid ship? No. I feel like I check that every week. All right. Time for a little bit of garlic salt. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. Because you can never have too much salt on anything. Truly. And then when there's garlic mixed in, oh man. If you guys could smell this right now. Oh. If you could smell this. I know that might look like a lot. And it's only because it is. All right. Here we go. First bite of Toast Tuesday going in. Oh my God. It's so good. You know what else I just forgot? Or remembered that I forgot? I have fresh basil growing in my backyard. Put a slice of basil on here. I was going to... Dad! He's up. He's too far. I was going to make my dad go grab some basil. Oh, you guys. This is great. But as soon as I bit into it, I was like, if I had a fresh basil leaf on here, it would be next level. So dumb. Unbelievable. It was really good. It still turned out good, but I'm just kicking myself for not having the basil down here or the balsamic, any olive oil, anything. I'm just feel stupid, but I'm not going to let that stop me. So, what have I been working on this week? Last week I talked about a video idea I had where I was going to try to eat the unhealthiest fast food sandwich in the world. Or not in the world, but in the U.S., basically. And everybody said they thought that would be a good idea. Mozzarella would slap. Mozzarella would slap. Yeah. But that would just kind of be like pizza. But it's kind of its own thing. You melt a little bit of mozzarella on there, you know? Anyway. Everyone last week seemed excited about this sandwich video. So I put together the outline for it. And basically, what I think the format is going to be is it's going to be, at the beginning of the video, I'm going to either show the sandwich or the bag the sandwich is in, and I'm going to be like, I'm about to eat this. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but I'm about to eat this, which is the unhealthiest sandwich in the world. But first, so you guys can understand just how unhealthy it is, I want to compare it to 10 of the unhealthiest sandwiches you can get at fast food restaurants across the country. So then basically, Overcast, I'm glad your pizza's good. I kind of wish I had some pizza, but this is pretty good too. But can't go wrong with pizza, to be honest. But so what I think I'm going to do in the video is I'm going to go sandwich by sandwich. Like, okay, I'll spoil part of it. Here's the Chick-Fil-A Deluxe chicken sandwich. It has 600 calories. I'm going to eat that. And then I'm going to go, here's the KFC chicken sandwich. It has 700 calories. I'm going to eat that. And I'm going to work my way up so I can show you at each fast food restaurant what the unhealthiest sandwich is. Because I think that'd be kind of cool just to see, like, what's the unhealthiest thing at Burger King versus McDonald's versus Wendy's or whatever. And then after eating all that, and I'm not going to do it all in one day, thank God, but I'm going to share it with some of my friends, get reactions, stuff like that. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1 I'm going to eat the third unhealthiest sandwich in the country, the second, and then the first. And so you'll be able to see just how crazy some of these fast food sandwiches can get and just how unhealthy they can get. I mean, it's insane how much junk is in one sandwich at this place. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but that's going to be a video I'm going to be working on over the next few weeks that hopefully will come out sometime next month, early next month, if I can get it done in time. And I'll compare, like, look, I could eat one of this big sandwich, or I could have like 4 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, so we'll see if that's entertaining to anyone, but it'll be fun to make. That's for sure. I did a bunch of research on it. It's pretty wild. So look at this. See, the salt has drawn some of the moisture out of the tomato, so it's starting to weep a little bit. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. What else is going on? Oh, Olivia Newton-John died. That was sad. She plays Sandy in Grease, or played Sandy in Grease, which was a great role. Classic musical. If you like musicals, Grease is a classic. It doesn't really hold up. I mean, it holds up, but it doesn't really hold up because you watch it and you're like, these are supposed to be high school kids. Everyone in this is like 40 years old. But the movie itself is still good. And then I think eventually the same guy that did the choreography for Grease helped do it for High School Musical. I feel like I remember that. I feel like I remember when I was a kid watching High School Musical, and they were making a big deal about it because it was like the first big musical production movie about high schoolers or something in a long time, and everyone was like, "Oh, a High School Musical!" Blah, blah. And it was, I think, the choreographer or someone was the same as the guy who did it for Grease. Like, I think it was the same guy that did High School Musical and Grease. So they were both good. Grease is fantastic. I still like watching Grease. I watch it every few years just because the songs are so catchy. And it's just one of those like coming of age movies, which some of my favorite types of movies that I want to eventually write myself someday is like a nice, fun coming of age. I don't think I want to write a musical because I don't know anything about music, but a fun, Sweet 16, Pretty in Pink, Breakfast Club, American Graffiti-esque movie would be fun to write for sure. So the classics hold up. You have to appreciate them for what they were. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they weren't making movies. They weren't making movies like Grease with 13-year-olds at the time. It just wasn't. I don't think that was a thing. The youngest they got was probably like in the 80s. Probably like I think of like Pretty in Pink, Sweet 16, whatever her name was, the redhead. So they had some young people and stuff, but to be able to have young people that sing and dance and do all this stuff, and I don't know. But it was sad that she passed away, and John Travolta had like a nice post to her on his Instagram or whatever. My German alterations lady, I was getting my suit altered today. She was talking about it, so everyone was talking about it. My parents were all sad about it. So, all right, last one going in. I might make some more, but I kind of want to wait so I can go get some basil and put on there. But talking about the classics holding up, one of my favorites is, this is a little older, but West Side Story, the original one, and then Steven Spielberg came out with the new West Side Story this year, and when I compared them, I was like, gee, oh my God, the old one's way better. Like, it just I don't know what it was about it, but I liked it way more than the new one. The new one was good, but it was also, I don't know, there was something about the old one. It looked like it was kind of shot and filmed to look like it was the play, right? Because like you look at the sets and you'd be like, these dudes are just singing on the front porch about Officer Krupke or whatever. And then, the new one looks like an actual movie, like a Steven Spielberg movie. So it's a little different, but I liked them. But the old one's way better. That I love, the old West Side Story, and Little Shop of Horrors is one of my favorite. And the balsamic. All right, getting on me for the balsamic here. I definitely want to get some of that and put it on there too. What's my favorite soda? Huh. You know, I'm lucky that. So I swam in high school, and at some point in time, in the rumor mill, someone said that drinking soda or pop, as we call it, is bad for you if you're a swimmer. Like drinking pop was supposed to make you, or carbonated beverages was supposed to make you slower or worse at swimming. Which I don't know if there's any scientific basis for that. But in high school, you're like, what? No, I don't want to be slower. So in high school, a bunch of us just stopped drinking pop completely because we were like, we don't want to swim any slower. And then around the same time in our life, we started drinking beer. So it was like, it's like, what were we actually doing? We were probably worse off than we started. But I stopped drinking pop in high school, and then I just never really started doing it frequently again, which I'm kind of grateful for because it's obviously bad for you. But when I do drink pop now, if they have pop somewhere, what I'll normally grab is like a Dr. Pepper. It's probably my go-to classic favorite. Or if I'm at like if I'm at Taco Bell, I'll get like the Baja Blast, of course, the Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I remember as a kid, before I stopped drinking pop, like whenever they would come out with re-release vanilla Coke, that was always one of my favorites, vanilla Coke. I come from like a Coke family, so we'd always drink more Coke than Pepsi. We never really, although as an adult, then I tried both of them, and I was like, I think I like Pepsi better than Coke. And then the real classic is a couple times a year getting like a nice, expensive root beer in like a glass bottle and drinking like a glass bottle of root beer. Can't go wrong. It's fantastic. What about you guys? What are your favorite sodas? Tab. I don't even know if I've ever had Tab. I know what it is, but I don't know if I've ever had it. As a kid, what was the? I remember the marketing campaign for Fanta. Fanta, don't you want a Fanta? And so I feel like I used to drink a lot of Fanta as a kid. Sunny D, which like isn't a soda, but it's probably worse for you than most sodas. I used to drink a lot of Sunny D. What's up, Jason? No worries at all. Thank you for making it. I appreciate it. Overcast, you like Coke. Coke's great. A real fresh Coke when it's super carbonated and you take that first sip and it kind of gets in your nose. You're like, whoa, what the? It's like it's something else. It's next level. Yeah, Pepsi and Coke are just too carbonated. I would agree. I think Pepsi is a little less, to me at least. Pepsi seems a little less carbonated. But yeah, every time I'm drinking them, I'm just like, wow, these are really, really carbonated. I know a lot of people my age drink a ton of like sparkling waters, like the flavored ones. I've never been a huge like people love LaCroix. What's the other one? Like Polar. People love like sparkling waters or soda waters and things. And I'm always just not a huge fan. San Pellegrino or whatever it is. Never been. I mean, some of them I do like. I like Spindrift. Spindrift is one I drink, but I mean, 9 times out of 10 when I'm drinking something during the day, I drink just this water bottle like 3 times a day. I normally have a big thing of tea every morning, of black tea, and I'll drink this water bottle maybe 2 or 3 times a day, depending on how thirsty I am or if I worked out or whatever. But I'm a big water fan. I've been a big water fan my whole life. I love drinking water. Hopefully that wasn't too gross on this microphone for you. Surge. I remember Surge. I am a 90s kid. Well, I guess I don't know what counts as a 90s kid, being born in the 80s or being born in the 90s, because I was born in the 90s, which is probably 10 years before most of the people subscribe to my channel. But all right, you know what? How do I want to do this? I've got more toast and tomatoes upstairs. I'll go put basil and balsamic on it later myself. I'll make some more later. I'll do another round of toast for you guys. Don't worry. toast going in. And if you're just joining us now, I'm doing very poor man's bruschetta or bruschetta, however you want to say it, with just tomato, toast, and garlic salt. Forgot the balsamic, forgot the olive oil, forgot the basil. So this is what we're working with today. But it's still very good, as everyone who's watching can attest. I've been enjoying all of it. So I've never had sparkling water in my life before. I normally like cold water since it's just refreshing. I agree. Funnily enough, I was talking about how I swam in high school. Some of the best water I've ever had in my life would be, we would, during the swim season was during the winter, so it'd be freezing in Ohio. And you get out of the pool, which was cold, but it was cold in the pool hall or whatever, not pool hall, whatever it's called, gym or whatever. And then we'd go in the locker room, we'd shower off and everything. And the sink in the swim team locker room of my high school, it's not like a nice kitchen sink. It's like a high school bathroom sink. But the sink in that bathroom, I think, was just directly connected to like a cold water pipe. And we used to just fill up bottles at that sink. And I don't think I've ever had water that was colder or more refreshing in my life. Part of it was probably because we spent 2 hours swimming and we were dying and we needed water. But the other part of it was just, for some reason, it was so fresh. Like I could fill a water bottle with that, chug the whole thing, and it was incredible. I remember we would run out of water bottles, or no one would bring their water bottle. And so we'd go in our locker and we'd take old shampoo bottles and we'd wash them out a couple times. And we'd fill old shampoo bottles and drink out of those. Super refreshing. So I can agree with that. Water is just the most refreshing, even if it's a little lukewarm now. But yeah. Commercials. I do remember the Surge commercials. Those were wild. Water is so good. Yeah, no, there is no taste. I mean, it's just water, right? I think probably the freshest water I've ever had was last year. I went down to Argentina and I hiked on a glacier in Patagonia. I think it's called Piedra Monero Glacier or something like that. And on the hike, there's the melted glacier pools on the glacier itself, where the guys were just like, oh yeah, just if you want water, just dip your water bottle into the glacier water and drink it. And I remember being like, what? And so I took my water bottle and dipped it in and drank it. And it's cold, but it's like earthy. It doesn't taste dirty, but it just tastes like melted ice, because that's exactly what it is. So it's not, I'd never pay hundreds of dollars for someone to ship glacier water to me, but it is pure. It's extremely pure, and it's made from all the water vapor from the Pacific that comes over the Andes Mountains and compacts down this glacier and could potentially be millions of years old, which is cool. But so I was drinking that and I was like, this is probably the coolest water I've ever drank. But I don't think anything's more refreshing than that water I drank in high school when I was swimming. I like air. Do you like fresh air? Imagine if somebody didn't like fresh air. Yeah, that would be terrible. I love fresh air. Fortunately, I live right near like a really cool valley, like nature preserve, where I can go down there, ride my bike, and get some fresh air every day. Because when I lived in Chicago, it was I live by Lincoln Park, so it was easy to get fresh air there, but it can be harder in bigger cities to get fresh air. Born in 97, we are the old one. Yes, we are old now. I was born in 94, so let that set in. I'm a very old man. Still trying to make a career on YouTube, so we'll see if it works out. All right, putting that toast back in for a little bit, gonna get it a little more toasted. And then the tomatoes are going on top, and we're getting some garlic salt in there. Air is overrated, low key. I prefer oxygen. You know what? I've never done one of those oxygen bar things, or I think there was something on Shark Tank you can buy now that's just a tank where you just go like, and you can just breathe straight oxygen. It's supposed to help you breathe better or something. I've never done any of that. I would like to try to breathe straight oxygen and see how it compares, because I know there's all these fancy oxygen bars and places where you can go now, and they have like scented oxygen. They're like, oh, what flavor do you want today? And they just charge you some stupid amount for like orange flavored oxygen. But it's one of those things that I want to try like once. Like now you can get an IV if you have a hangover. Someone will just come to your house and give you an IV. And I'm like, does it actually work? No, but is it probably placebo because you just paid $150 for that or whatever? Probably. So I'll try that at some point in time. I hate tomato. They are slimy and do not taste good. You are wrong. But because of how you spelled that, I'm going to guess that you're younger. And when I was young, I did not like tomatoes either. But if you can get good fresh tomatoes, which is hard to find in the grocery store, you can get nice, fresh, delicious tomatoes. And if you put a little bit of salt on them, they become amazing. You need to know how to serve tomatoes, salt or balsamic vinaigrette or olive oil. You need to know how to serve them. Just plain kind of tomatoes, like on a burger or on a sandwich, are like, they're okay. But if you know how to serve a tomato, properly serve it, they're very good. Or if you want to just learn how to, if you want to kind of tiptoe your way into eating tomatoes, you can eat what are called cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes. They're like they're like the gushers of the fruit and vegetable world. They're like this big, like grape sized. And when you bite them, tomato just explodes in your mouth. And those are easier to handle, I think, for a lot of people that don't like traditional tomatoes. So Silver, if you don't like tomatoes, check out some cherry tomatoes and see if you like those instead. The only thing I have from tomatoes is pizza sauce. Pizza sauce is pretty good. Oh, shoot! Whew! You guys got to remind me. I forgot I put it back in. How many times is this going to happen on this show? All right, we're good. A little burnt, but not bad. I think having the toaster in front of me helps because I could see the smoke start to rise up from it, so I don't burn down my house. What is my favorite pizza brand? Like pizza chain? Wow. That's a good one. Let's see. What are the options? Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza Hut. Is that all that's left now? I have to be missing another one. There's like the There's the middle tier of pizza, which is like Papa John's, Domino's, Pizza Hut. What's the other one, guys? What's the other one? I think there's another one. And then below that, you have like Marco's and the other one that's like that. Little Caesars. That was the other one I think of. Little Caesars is not terrible. If you're in a pinch and you need a pizza, Little Caesars is not terrible, and you can spice it up. You can put red pepper flakes or Parmesan cheese or dip it in blue cheese or ranch. You can make Little Caesars good. But yeah, and then above those, you have like the better pizza places, chains that are like California Pizza Kitchen or Mellow Mushroom, or the other one. So out of that middle tier, man, it's been so long. I used to probably like. Okay, so I'll give you the trajectory of how it's gone. When I was a kid, I liked Pizza Hut because Pizza Hut was great. And if you went to the Pizza Hut restaurants, they had like pizza buffets. So, and then they were the first to have like cheese stuffed crust pizzas. So that was, Pizza Hut back in the day was awesome. And then they went downhill and Papa John's exploded. Papa John's was really good. And that's all anyone would order was Papa John's. And this is like mid 2000s, 2010, probably 2005, 2010, somewhere in that range, right? So Papa John's was good. Papa John's kept doing all right. And then out of nowhere, after sucking for like 30 years, Domino's, boom, blows through the ceiling. I can't tell you kids, because a lot of you are probably pretty young. I can't tell you how bad Domino's was when I was a kid. It was bad. But then Domino's does a comeback. Massive marketing campaign. We've changed everything. We're fixing potholes and stuff. People fall in love with Domino's. Domino's explodes. 30 minutes or less, your pizza, boom. Domino's is at the top. But now, that's kind of where we were the past few years. But now, what I think might be happening, then Papa John's, all that bad stuff happened. Papa John's had to sell to Shaq and these other people. No longer owned by Papa John's. Papa John's and Domino's always fighting out. Papa John's, bad hit to the brand. Starts to crumble. Domino's is sitting up there. They're kind of going, we're elite. We're the best. We've won. No one can take this from us. But then this is what I think is happening and will continue to happen. Pizza Hut, baby! Pizza Hut comes from behind, overtakes Domino's. They release the craziest pizzas you ever heard of in your entire life. Cheese and pepperoni in the crust. Pull off the crust, it's another pizza. Croissant in the sandwich and a pizza in the crust. Pizza Hut, baby! Domino's falls back down like a bunch of dominoes. Papa John's just sitting there like, I'm not even Papa John anymore. And Pizza Hut is the #1 pizza on planet Earth. That is what I predict is going to happen. So if you are excited for that, let's get a P for Pizza Hut in the chat. But that is what I predict will happen. That is how I think it's happening right now, currently. So because of that, to answer the original question, if I were just hungover and I was trying to order a pizza, I'd probably go for the best bang for my buck in that middle tier. So I'd probably order like a Domino's. Honestly, I'd probably open all the apps and say, which of you has 2 medium pizzas for $10 or something absurd? And I'd just order whatever that is. But I think Pizza Hut's making a comeback. So thank you for the P's in the chat for Pizza Hut. That is my, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I'm sorry, I missed some. Boom, 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 boom. IV therapy is great. The hydration and vitamins after a hangover is out of this world. Okay, so I have to try it. I'm going to put some garlic salt on this fake bruschetta here. I remember when I was in Italy, this kid I was with ordered bruschetta, I should say, which is how, so many Italian words get changed when people come over here and everyone in New York talks like the freaking Sopranos, and none of those Italian words that they use are actual real Italian words. So when you go to Italy, and you say like, if you said like gabagool in Italy, they'd be like, what are you talking about? But same with like bruschetta, basically. I remember my buddy was like, can I get the order at bruschetta? And the waiter just goes, bruschetta? No, bruschetta. And the kid was so embarrassed, but I'll never forget that. It was intense. But anyway, I will have to try that IV therapy because I'm not scared of needles or anything. I used to give blood a bunch. I just was more scared of the price tag because normally if I feel bad enough where I'm like, I need an IV, then I've probably already spent $150 the night before. So I'm like, I don't want to spend another $150. But I know I have some friends that are nurses that do that. So I might try to get it for free somewhere. All right. Sorry, guys. I got to catch up with your chats. Too young to cook and can't buy fresh tomatoes, but you can plant tomatoes next summer and grow your own. Never forget that. You can grow your own food in this country. Pizza Hut is my favorite. Boom. Red Baron's pizza is good. Oh, that's a whole different category. Now we're talking about frozen pizzas, and I have a whole different thing about frozen pizzas. Don't get me started on frozen pizzas. What is your favorite type of pet? Fish. Big fish guy. We've had dogs. I'm allergic to cats, so we've never had cats. But fish are my favorite pet. And maybe on a different episode, I'll spend the whole time talking about fish and why they're the best pet for you. Star Wars prequels or sequels? Prequels. I didn't even finish the sequels. I watched the one where, how do I not spoil this without spoiling it? I watched the one where everyone dies, and I was like, I'm good. They officially, killed off anyone I care about anymore in this series, so I stopped watching. Definitely prequels. I mean, because I was a kid, obviously, when the prequels came out, and so even though they were worse, they're still nostalgic. So definitely Star Wars prequels. The Revenge of the Sith was not a wait. Was the first one called? Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, right? I thought they were all good. I was fine. I was a kid. I was just happy to be watching Star Wars. So I used to have, you can see back here, I used to have, hundreds of these different Star Wars action figures. And way back in the day, you guys might like this. They might still make this. I don't know. Way back in the day, certain action figures started, this was when the prequels came out, started coming with these little, they were supposed to look like blood testing chips that like little Anakin had his blood tested in to test his midichlorians. But then they also had a toy that was shaped kind of like the walkie-talkie thing Qui-Gon Jinn used. And what you could do is that all the action figures came with this to stand on, but then you could scan it over the top of the walkie-talkie toy, and it would play sound bites in the character's voice from the movie. So Anakin's, you'd scan it and it'd be like, I know we're in trouble, just hang on. Or he'd be like, you'd scan it and he'd say another line. And then you grab somebody else's, like Darth Maul's, and it would play a Darth Maul line or something like that. So Toy Story toys, super cool. All right, sorry guys, I'm running behind in the chat here. Pizza Hut is great. I don't know how you think they went downhill. Oh, dude. Well, I don't know how old you are, Spiky Toaster. Great name, by the way. But Pizza Hut was great, and then they went downhill. So if you came in when Pizza Hut was downhill, you might have still liked them and been like, oh, this was good. But I think they're making a comeback big time. Because they definitely got worse than when I ate it as a kid. They definitely got worse from there. Am I eating onion chips? Onion chips. Like fried onion chips or like Funyuns or French onion chips. A lot of different onion chips. All pretty good, actually. Pizza Hut is returning. I didn't even hear about that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm way behind. All right. A bunch of P's in the chat for Pizza Hut. What are we working with here? When was I in Italy? Just got back. Awesome. See, with the name like Vincent Corleone, which I'm pretty sure is the same last name as the people from The Godfather, you got to go to Italy. I haven't been to Italy since 2018, but I've been there 3 times. I've been there 3 times, and I've been all over. The only place I haven't gone really is Venice, and I was kind of okay with that. I was like, by the last time, I was like, oh, I should really try to go to Venice, and I was like, it's on water. Okay, I get it. I've seen pictures, but I love Italy. I love Italy a bunch. I've been all over. And I used to speak some Italian. I've been up in the mountains to get my great grandparents' marriage certificate and birth certificate. So my mom actually just got her dual citizenship in Italy, and so my brother, my sister, and I might be able to get our dual citizenship as well, which would be awesome. Because then you can, if you become a citizen of Italy, then you become a citizen of the EU essentially, and then you can travel all around Europe to all the EU countries with very little hassle, which would be very, very cool. Did I have cacio e pepe? Yes. Cacio e pepe is fantastic. And if anyone has not had that, it is a pasta dish that is just, it's very simple, but it can be hard to make. And it's basically just like an emulsion of Parmesan cheese mixed in with the spaghetti and olive oil and things, and then a bunch of black pepper. And the best recipe I've ever found for it to make it taste great and make it easily is on YouTube. J. Kenji Lopez Alt, who is a very good chef, but he has an instruction point of view GoPro video showing you how to make cacio e pepe step by step. And I followed that video, having never made it before myself, and made it, and it was fantastic. I mean, it was so good. So if you've never had that pasta, you owe it to yourself to try it. And you or your parents can make it. And if they don't want to do it, Trader Joe's also sells frozen cacio e pepe, which is not as good as making it yourself, but it's still better than nothing. So definitely try it out. My dad had a garden, then he stopped as a gardener, and now there's just plants that are dying. That's sad, but you can always revive it. Remember that. You can always revive it. I can't eat pizza because I am highly intolerant to milk. That is the saddest thing I've ever heard. So in your honor, well, you know what? You could eat this. This is as close as you can get to pizza, pretty much. You put a little bit of pizza sauce on here. Kind of pizza. You know, there's some traditional Italian pizzas, not traditional Italian American pizzas that you could have that come on very thick pizza dough. It's almost like focaccia bread. Bunch of sauce on top of it. It's usually served cold. No cheese on top of the sauce, maybe some basil leaves, but then it's cut into rectangles. And it's very, very good. So if you have any like local Italian bakeries or restaurants in your area, see if they make that kind of pizza, because it doesn't have cheese on it and you could eat it and it is fantastic. It's very, very good. eBay, check eBay. Those figures and Legos will be worth something. Yeah, but then I'd have to sell them. And That's assuming that I want to sell them, which I don't. I like having them here, but they probably would be. I'm 17 years old, born in 2000. Wait a minute. If you were born in 2005, you're 17 years old already? Bro, that is great. What? Does that make sense? Yeah. What? That is nuts. That is crazy. What? Beans, what the? Okay, so let's say like you were 10 years old when you were eating Pizza Hut. So that would have been 7 years ago, which would have been, wait, what year is it? That would have been 2015. Yeah, 2015 Pizza Hut was like F tier Pizza Hut. So you definitely started low. So if you liked it low, you got nowhere. When you start at the bottom, you got nowhere to go but up. So good news for you. Pizza Hut's getting better. Wow. If you're born in 2005, you're 17 now. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Overcast, no worries. Thanks for making it back. Appreciate it. What is your favorite chip brand? What is your guys' favorite chip brand? Mine is probably Toast. I was going to say, why don't they just make mini pieces of toast that are chips? And then I was like, oh, wait, they do. Those are called croutons. My bad. Favorite chip brand is probably Dorito. I buy them very infrequently because if I buy a bag of Doritos, they will not survive the day. Doesn't matter what kind of Dorito, doesn't matter how big the bag is. If it comes open, boom, it's game over. Game over. What is my favorite authentic Italian dish? Thank you guys for all the questions. This is great. I'm glad that we're all hanging out. You guys are asking so many fun questions. My favorite authentic Italian dish. I don't even know the name for it. Spaghetti, pasta, and red sauce is my favorite, but that's kind of a cop out. So I'll give another one. I had like almost a flan. It looked like a flan, a baked flan onion thing. Imagine if you can picture the shape of a flan, but it's like made out of marinated, reduced onions, sauteed onions, kind of. Sauteed is the wrong word, but marinated with a gorgonzola cheese cream sauce. Yeah, that was probably the best thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. So I got that at a restaurant in Rome, and I don't know if it was seasonal or what, but that's probably my favorite. I don't even know if that's authentic Italian, but this restaurant was, you had to wait days to eat there, and all the locals were eating there, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever had in my life. Boom. Pringles. People talk about Pringles. Man's eating toast pizza. Yes, this is basically toast pizza. For me, it's Doritos. I agree, Jason. Doritos, big time. Lay's are good. You know what I used to really like was baked Lay's. Very different from normal Lay's, but I love them. But the problem with baked Lay's is that they're so thin and they come so few in a bag that like you can eat a bag of baked Lay's in 2 minutes. And then I remember when they first came out with them, they're like, baked Lay's, they're healthier than Lay's. And I was like, but I eat the whole bag. So they're not healthier, right? Yes, Spiky, you can look forward to better Pizza Hut in the future. Toast is a chip brand. No, but maybe it should be. Maybe someone should make that. But I love hot Cheetos. This is going to be controversial. Should I say it? Should I even say it? I don't like hot Cheetos. All right, next up. Lay's sour cream and onion are good chips. Yes, they are. I think those might be my dad's favorite chips. Those are great chips. They make bruschetta chips. Amazing. Didn't even know that. So I'm going to have to check those out. Those sound incredible. Uh, hey, oh Milo, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Yes, I kept my word. Tomato on bread. Thank you for remembering. So Milo was here last week when I said this week I'm gonna remember to put tomato on my toast, fresh tomato, which I did. But unfortunately, I forgot the basil and the balsamic vinegar and the olive oil. But I did remember the garlic salt. So we're halfway there. Maybe next week I will do the same thing if we still have fresh tomatoes coming in. I'll do the same thing, but I will bring down basil and balsamic as well to actually make this as good as possible. Mm. Sour cream and onion. Pringles are great. Pringles in general are great. I can't really buy chips because I'm a type of person where if I buy a bag of chips, like it doesn't last a day. If I'm going to binge on a savory, crunchy snack, what I buy 9 times out of 10 is a box of extra toasty Cheez-Its, which are the greatest snack of all time. So good, in fact, that they shouldn't even sell normal Cheez-Its anymore. They need to get rid of normal Cheez-Its. The only Cheez-It that should exist forever is extra toasty Cheez-It. I like normal ones. I ate them my whole life. But then in like 2018 or something, they dropped the limited time extra toasty Cheez-It, and it's the best snack ever. And they've never gotten rid of it again because they were like, whoa, we should have been doing this the whole time. One of my good friends who was also fat when he was younger, like I was, taught me a crazy trick with Cheez-Its. If you dunk Cheez-Its in sour cream, which, yes, is just as fat as it sounds, it makes it even better. And then if you buy Hidden Valley ranch dip packets and you mix up ranch dip, this is just the unhealthiest thing you could make. And then you let that sit in the fridge like overnight. And then you dip your extra toasty Cheez-It into a Hidden Valley ranch dip sour cream. Oh my God, we have liftoff. Fantastic. So, Milo, thanks for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in. Sorry if I didn't say bye before you left, but thanks for stopping in. We'll see you next week. Please find out what the Roman onion flan was called. Dude, I've been trying to figure this out for like 3 years now. And the closest I've gotten, if you Google this, you'll finally find the exact thing. And it's gone. Okay. Well, I had a website up with a recipe for what I thought was the closest thing I could find online to that. But it can't find it anymore. Let's see if we can do this live. Onion flan with gorgonzola cheese sauce? Question mark. Yeah, no, none of these. I'm gonna have to do some serious digging because none of these are all like pizzas. None of these are. Yeah, I have a picture of it, but it'll take me too long to find. I'll post it. I'll post it on my story later. If you don't follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll post it on there. matthewxshaver everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. Wow, you monster! How could you not like hot Cheetos? I'm calling the cops. I dare you, do it. They probably would beat me up for not liking hot Cheetos. Also, I got to ask, do you play video games? And if so, what is your favorite game and games genre and games to play? Yes, I do play video games. I did not play video games for a while, and then I started up again. Back in the day, I used to play a bunch of Halo with my friends. Then I got into all the Bethesda games, so Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 3, New Vegas 4, and recently I've been playing Fallout 76. This is my third attempt at playing Fallout 76. The first time was right when it came out, and it was the worst game ever made. The second time was after they updated it, and I didn't have the time to actually commit to it. And the third time's a charm, I'm playing it, and I'm actually really liking it because they've put 4 years of work into it now, and it's actually a playable game. So there's still a lot of things I don't like about it compared to the old Fallout games, but when I do game, which is maybe a couple days a week now. That's what I am playing. Some other fun games I played recently: Papers, Please. I used to love playing the Lego Star Wars games when I was a kid. I know there's a lot of Lego Star Wars people in the chat, Lego game people in the chat. All the Batman Arkham games I really like. Yeah, I like kind of like the RPG type games. I would say would be my favorite genre. Was never really good at Fortnite or Fall Guys or the car one with the soccer balls, but a lot of my friends play those. What kind of games do you guys play? Let me know in the chat. Cheez-Its Snapped are amazing. I will say they've been pushing those pretty hard, and I was like, get these out of here. You don't need a new snack, Cheez-It, because Cheez-It Extra Toasty is the only snack you need. But then I tried Cheez-It Snapped, and they were actually pretty good. Italian Pringles were thick. Yes, actually, when I was trapped in a remote village in southern Italy, up in the mountains, we went to a store, and the only recognizable food in the whole store was Pringles, but they were Italian Pringles, and I was like, what flavors are these? It was like hamon. It was like, it didn't even make any sense. And so we got a couple of those. My brother and I just pounded those, and they were delicious, but they are a little bit different. Okay, I'm bored. Gotta go. Yeah, thanks, Silver. Okay, thanks for that. You can leave. 10,000 donation. Okay. Yeah, give me $10,000. That'd be great. What is my favorite type of juice? Toast. There's a subreddit for food when you can't think of the name. Ooh, Spiky Toaster. I also play Fallout 76 on PC. I would say to add me, but I legitimately don't know my name on there. It might be Frantic Magellan, but I truly have no idea. I have to check. I'll check and get back to you next week because I have no idea what my username on Fallout 76 is. I have to check out that subreddit. If I could post a picture of this thing on the subreddit, they might be able to help me out. It is, they're so good. So good. And you should play Apex Legends. Is that the game that's like Overcast? No, Overwatch? Overcast. Because a lot of my friends play those games, and they're like, those games don't seem fun to me because like people take them so seriously. Like people have to play as certain characters on the team. Like someone's got to play as the gorilla, and someone's got to play as like the cowboy. And like if your team isn't set up perfectly, or like if you're bad, then everyone's like, dude, you stink. And I'm like, that doesn't seem fun. I used to play a bunch of Call of Duty back in the day. Call of Duty World at War, which was the best Call of Duty ever made. I'll fight anyone that says something. Not the new World at War. Call of Duty World at War, like 2007 edition, which was predated by the original World War II games, the best games actually of all time, the Medal of Honor games, Medal of Honor Frontline, Medal of Honor Rising Sun. Doesn't get any better than those games. Of course, you children don't know what those are. But they paved the way for every Call of Duty afterward. Call of Duty Finest Hour, Call of Duty Big Red 1. Do you guys even know what these are? Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original. Guys, played them all. They're all great. But my name is okay, cool. I will add you then. Perfect. Apex is Fortnite, but so much better. See, I stink at Fortnite too, so I would probably be bad at this. I know a lot of people love those games, but I just stink at them. And I'm like, do I want to get good at this game, or could I spend that time playing another game that I don't have to be as good at? So that's normally what I do. Also, best Italian snack. I got your Spiky, got your digits. Perfect. Best Italian snack. Nutella sandwich cookies were the best. I think I can picture those. I think I can picture what those were. I don't know if I had them. But the best snack I got in Italy, like I wouldn't really get any of the packaged snacks. Once I learned how to speak a little bit Italian, I would just go to the guy at the counter and I would be like, buffalo mozzarella, and I would look at all the different salamis they would have, and I would just point to a salami and I would ask for like an eighth of a kilo of salami sliced or something. And then I would just pick apart the buffalo mozzarella. Excuse me. Whew, pick apart the buffalo mozzarella, take a slice of salami and just eat it. And just the salt and the cheese and the fat just melt in your mouth. And I would just sit there. I remember one time on one of my trips, I was in northern Italy, and they have a city that I'm blanking on the name of now that's like entirely walled in. It's walled in by an ancient wall that was built centuries ago. And what's funny now is like the whole city basically now is just like a shopping plaza where people come from other parts of Italy to like buy things and they go home at night. I forget what this place is called. But at one point I was just sitting in a square there, just eating cheese and salami with my bare hands. And all these Italians are like shopping at like Prada and stuff. And they're all just walking by me like, what is this guy doing? And I was just like, this is so freaking good. Oh my gosh, delicious. So Luca might be called, or is that's the Disney movie? But it might also be the name of the city. I can't remember. Anyway, thank you all for being here this week. I appreciate you sticking around for an hour. Longest Toast Tuesday ever. Also, hopefully the audio and the video were good for you guys this week. I really appreciate all of your questions. It's awesome hearing about the different things that you guys like. And I will be back again next Tuesday, hopefully with a similar toast setup, but with some basil and vinaigrette. And like I said, I have a big video I'm working on right now, but I will also be continuing to trying to put out one comedy sketch a week and a couple comedy shorts every week as well. And if you guys enjoy them, the best thing you can do to help me try to become a full-time creator is to share them with your friends and family, or share them in Discord groups or on Reddit, because you never know who could watch it. And all it takes is one view from the right person to share it out. And then, you can get hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So thank you all for sticking around. I appreciate it. I hope you guys had fun. I had a good time. And until next time, make some toast and enjoy it, and be ready, because Pizza Hut's coming back. All right. See you guys.